This is going to be my month 5 update on my Mounjaro journey. I will link all of my previous videos below, but if you're new here, my name is Emma. I am a health and fitness coach, and I decided to go on the journey of using Mounjaro to support my weight loss goals. As someone who, even though has been in the health and fitness industry, really struggled to maintain my weight. I struggled with food noise. I struggled with eating as a form of procrastination. Many of the challenges that I faced with really being able to stick with the nutrition principles that I know would benefit me and that I share with the clients that I work with, that due to approaching midlife also suffer with PCOS, and I just got into a place where my body was in an unhealthy range. It was in an unhealthy range on my BMI, my blood pressure was starting to increase, my waist to hip ratio was in an unhealthy place, and I knew that I just needed to take action. And this is not something that I went into lightly. I really did my research before going into this, and I started out being really skeptical about the benefits of peptides and GLP-1s, because there's definitely a place where these tools can be misused. But now being 5 months in, and actually this month has been the month that I've actually hit my weight loss target, which is an incredible thing to be able to say that in 5 months I've massively transformed my health. Because for me, this has never been about chasing skinny. It was the simple fact that I didn't feel good in my body. I've never really hated the way that I looked, but I knew that I definitely didn't love the way that I looked. And people can demonize weight loss a lot, but for me it's always been about chasing health rather than chasing a certain body type or size. I just knew that where I started at, I was not in a healthy place. My blood pressure was starting to rise, my energy levels were on the absolute floor, I'd have severe bloating, issues with my PCOS and insulin resistance, and my inability to control my hunger levels and cravings. And these were all markers that were giving me signals that I really wanted to take action. And I decided after much contemplation to go down the route of using Mounjaro, and I've documented this journey to really help other people that may be considering it. So if that's you, if you've been thinking about doing this, if you're on it, please do consider subscribing to the channel, because I'm going to be sharing so many more tips, tools, and of course my own journey along the way. Now, this is never meant to be medical advice. This is me simply sharing my own journey. Always do your own research and speak with a doctor before you go on this. However, having said that, this journey has been truly transformational for me, and I'm so pleased that 5 months in, I've not only hit my goals, I've made significant improvements with my health markers too. So before we get into that, I just want to do a very quick recap on my journey so far. I'll link all of the previous videos down below, but just diving into this very quickly. I always went in with the intention that I wanted to try and stay on the lowest dose possible to be able to still get results. I think this is definitely the best way to do it. I think one of the big problems is that many people go in and go into a too high a dose too quickly. And for me, it's always been with the intention that I want to be able to come off this medication, which is something that I'm going to talk about after this also. So quick recap, in month 1, it was my biggest loss. I lost 9 pounds on this month, and that is at the 2.5 milligrams of Mounjaro. On month 2, I lost a further 6 pounds. Again, sticking at the 2.5 milligram. Month 3, I only lost 1 pound. Again, this was on the 2.5 milligram, but this was a month when I was very much out of my normal habits and routines and was traveling a bit during this month, and that was definitely reflected in the results, although I did still get some changes in my waist circumference, showing me that there was still some changes, even though it wasn't shown on the scales. In month 4, I decided to go up to 5 milligrams, and I made the decision that I was going to take 2.5 milligrams, but taking it twice per week. So up in the dose, but sticking at the 2.5 milligrams to try and mitigate or reduce any side effects that can occur when people increase their dose. So in month 4, I lost 4 pounds. And then on this last month, I maintained that 2.5 milligrams twice per week. And I actually lost 6 pounds in this last month on month 5. So that actually brings me to my target weight, which I'm absolutely thrilled about, because as I said previously, I was living in a body that it didn't feel like me. I'm a health and fitness coach. I'm very active, but yeah, I was just living in a body that didn't really feel like me. I felt like it wasn't performing as well as I wanted it to, in terms of being able to do the activities that I enjoy doing without feeling super out of breath. Living in a body that I really didn't identify as being me. I didn't feel like I was living as my best self, my most energetic self. And that's really been an area that has a significant shift, specifically this last 4 weeks or so. So my energy levels have massively transformed. I used to get to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I physically couldn't even make myself do anything, whether that is like tasks that needed doing around the house or having the brain capacity to be able to do any focused work in the afternoons. I just simply couldn't do because my energy levels would be on the absolute floor. Just yesterday, it was later in the evening, I saw a pile of washing and I went and put that washing away, and that might seem like something super insignificant, but I would be the person that would normally look at that washing and be like, I can't do it. I just felt like I still had the energy in me to like get this task done. And that is another area that I've really found, that is, I've just been feeling more focused. I've probably been more focused and more consistent with a lot of my work stuff than I have in a really long time. I'm feeling fitter. I have worked really hard on maintaining my strength throughout this journey. For those who've been here will know that I'm also following the Stacey Sims workout program, Power Happens, and continuing to do that. And as a result, I'm feeling incredibly strong. I've noticed so much tone and definition in my body because I've been maintaining my strength. But most importantly is what I really went in this, I was chasing health, improving health markers. Previously, when I started out, if we look at a measure such as BMI, which we know is not a perfect measure, especially for people who are more muscular, but I was at the obese level. I was borderline classified as obese when I started out in this journey. I'm now finally down into what is considered a healthy marker. Now, I don't just like to look at BMI, I do look at a lot of other factors as well. One specifically for me is waist to hip ratio. As the science tells us that those with a higher waist to hip ratio are at higher risk of different health markers linked to things like diabetes and heart disease. And my personal experience of how I felt in terms of my hunger levels before going on this, I was definitely experiencing some levels of insulin resistance that I just couldn't manage my hunger levels, likely linked to my issues with PCOS, that's polycystic ovarian syndrome, for anybody who is not familiar with, but this has massively affected my ability to be able to stick with any type of diet or to be in a calorie deficit. As any time I've tried previously, my hunger levels would just be get that uncontrollable that I just couldn't stick with it. And this is the freedom that has finally come with using this as a tool. It is not a magic fix. I still definitely have to work and be intentional about my nutrition, but it's just come from a place that now feels so much more aligned. When people talk about like intuitive eating, being able to stop eating when you're full, being able to have a piece of chocolate or a slice of cake and be able to have a few bites and be like, do you know what, I've had enough, I've enjoyed that food, but I can now put it down and walk away. I never had that before. I never had this stop button. And particularly around alcohol and drinking, I am someone who loves to have a drink. I love to meet up with the girls on a Friday evening and have a few glasses of wine. I've still been able to do that, but I'll have a couple of glasses of wine now. I'm like, do you know what, I've had enough. And that has been huge for me. So not only are my health markers improving, so I've improved my BMI, my waist to hip ratio, my blood pressure has come down, and I'm drinking far much less alcohol. All of these are absolutely huge, and I'm not sure that I could have ever done it on my own. There's still so much stigma around this medication. I've seen lots of type of videos and even like snidey comments in other fitness professionals who post things online about people who may be using GLP-1, whether it is saying that it is cheating or that people are just chasing skinny or wanting to make everything about weight. For me, that's never been the case. This has been about improving my health. I didn't hate the way I looked previously. I know that I just didn't feel good, and I'm now finally at a place where I feel incredible. I feel strong, I feel fit, I feel lean, I feel good in the clothes that I wear. And I'm not someone who's ever going to demonize weight loss. And I think anybody who ever works out or goes to the gym, if they tell you they're not doing it to look better, then I think that they're flat out lying. All of us want to look our best. If we didn't, there wouldn't be things like makeup. We would all just wake up and just come as we are. We all want to make ourselves look better. And being in a body that is leaner, I feel like I look better. And maybe that's some level of vanity, but I want to look and feel my best. And I personally don't think that there's anything wrong with that. These past, I'm not sure whether it's 2 or 3 months now, but my menstrual cycle has started to return. It's not like a proper menstrual cycle, but it has definitely been there, and the fluctuation with hormones that come with that. But that is the single biggest marker of improvements in my health, a huge signal for me of being in better health. So whilst the use of GLP-1s is still very much stigmatized and it will still be shamed by some people, I really want to bring to the forefront that this is a tool, just like HRT is a tool for women who are going through peri and menopause. If there is medical support out there, I really don't think we should demonize it, want to use it in the right way. And of course, there will always be people that are going to try and misuse these drugs who are doing it just for the aesthetics or the look. But if we are doing it for improvements in health, I think that really should be supported. Why the value of people sharing their experience, I feel, is incredibly important. I really think peptides are at the forefront of what they are capable of. We are seeing that there's more research coming into place, that these medications are not just beneficial for metabolic health, but also brain health. I think as the research starts to expand, we're going to see more and more of its use. Already we're seeing medications such as Wegovy come into pill format, which I know for many people is going to break down the barriers even more of taking it away from being an injection. And we're also on the tipping point of seeing the next generation GLP-1, which is retatrutide, also known as Reta. Reta is like the next level. When we look at this, like Ozempic was the first one, looked at targeting one receptor. We then went to the next level, which was Mounjaro or tirzepatide, which looked at targeting two receptors. And then retatrutide or Reta is the third generation, which I think we're going to see even bigger explosion. Whilst many people are already taking it on the grey market, it has not yet been approved for human consumption. But I think that once it is, we're going to see so many more people using this, because Reta has shown to be even more effective, especially with things like fatty liver, and also specifically belly or visceral fat, which tends to be the most dangerous. I really think that peptides and their use is only going to become more common. It's important that we do this safely, but more and more we're going to see more options become available, as well as easier access. Always link down below some of my own recommended resources, and an interesting and new one that I've come across recently is SheMeds, available in the UK, and I'm quite excited about this company as it is a female-led company. But what's also interesting is they're also using blood paneling to work alongside this use of the medication, which I think is incredibly important. You now no longer have to guess on what's going on with your blood work. If there's any gap in what your body needs, you can get that now tracked alongside. And if I could go back and this was available when I first started, I think this is an incredibly useful and important tool to work alongside your journey. And I'm actually excited about the future of peptides. So working alongside this, I have also been working on creating a guide to help support women who are going into this, because I do think it is important that you do this properly. You do that by supporting your metabolic health. That means that you are doing this alongside strength training. You are doing this alongside working on good nutrition, prioritizing protein in your diet, and making good and healthy food choices alongside the use of this medication, rather than just using it as a tool to just eat less, which you would still lose weight on. But then that starts to bring around challenges on the other side. And that's really where I'm at right now, because where I have hit my target weight, I look at my body composition. Yes, I'm in my healthier waist to hip ratio, but I do still have a significant amount of belly fat. That is due to both genetics and my PCOS. I still want to work on that area. I really don't want to lose any more weight per se, but I will be continuing to work on body recomposition. And though I've hit my targets, I'm definitely still going to be continuing to work on my health. I have made the decision that I'm now going to be working on titrating down on my dose to work towards a more maintenance dose, and eventually to be able to come off this is the goal at the moment. I'm going to be documenting this journey because at the moment I'm not sure where this is going to take me, and I have spoken to many people who have come off the medication and just said that they've gained the weight straight back. And I think this is a huge challenge, that when people come off it, intense hunger can come back, and more so if you just come off it cold turkey. I think to titrate back down slowly is the best route to take, and is the one that I'll be taking, because I'm incredibly proud of what I've achieved. But I do think that the weight loss is just the first part, whether you lose weight naturally or with the support of a GLP-1 tool, or even something as a gastric band. Losing the weight is really just the beginning. It's the maintaining and keeping it off that can sometimes be the hardest part. So I'm going to be continuing to document everything on this channel. If you are interested and on your own journey and want to learn and know more, then do consider subscribing, because I'm going to be sharing it all. I've also created a very basic guide for anybody who's looking to go on to a GLP-1 on my recommendations for doing it the right and the best way to support your health as an overall priority of your journey. So as I start to titrate down, I'm going to be focusing on the most important elements, which are the ones that I've been focusing on throughout this. Maintaining my strength training first and foremost, making sure that protein is still always in there, managing my appetite, and a big part of the weight loss is in changing your habits and managing habits that then sometimes feel like they want to creep back in. For me, that has always been snacking. The second one is alcohol. We're in the mid of summer, which is the time when I tend to want to drink the most, as we're having all of the social activities that are going on. So these are things that I'm really going to be working on going forward, making sure that I'm continuing on with my daily steps. Sleep is always a huge one. I've definitely been sleeping better of late, but I still have those moments if I've had a bad night's sleep. Like last weekend, I had the worst night's sleep. It was so hot. There was a huge party going on down the road. There was a lot of noise going on. I had a terrible night's sleep. The next day, I could barely do anything. My hunger levels went up through the roof. So sleep and stress are always going to be a huge one. Throughout this last month, I have also started taking IMA, which I could maybe attribute to better energy levels as well, potentially. I'm going to be doing a full review on this, but that's the main thing that I've noticed so far, is that my energy levels are better. Is it because of the GLP-1 and the weight loss? Is it because I've started taking this? Maybe a little bit of both, but I'm definitely feeling better since taking this. And I do feel that it helps to kind of manage those hunger levels as well as I titrate back down. I've definitely noticed some of the food noise coming back and the wanting to snack and pick on things, which I'd said previously before I upped my dose. So again, those have started to come back. So the goal is to take that dose back down first towards that 2.5 per week. If I can continue to work on weight maintenance, but still that body fat recomposition, and will I be able to maintain going forward? And that is what I will be covering as we continue on this journey. So I'd love to know, have you come off it? Have you titrated down? What has been your experience? Did the hunger come back? Were you able to maintain? I really want to know. If you're just starting out on this journey and you've got any questions, leave them down in the comments. I look forward to interacting with you all, and I look forward to sharing a little bit more on next month's update. I hope this has been helpful. And if you're still here, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.